Okay. Good morning or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I want to welcome you all to Business Communications, and I want to start off with a quote today that I came across while I was researching by Nick Morgan, the editor of Harvard Business Publishing. Miscommunication often begins quietly and easily. Like a small displaced pebble on a steep hillside, it gathers speed and consequences until it becomes an avalanche that can wreak permanent damage. And I believe this is a great representation of business communications. If you have a misunderstanding while you're having a business meeting, it can cause a small problem, but at the end, it can cause a huge problem. So this is why we should know the business communication etiquette towards the different countries that we travel to. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the business communications in Germany. You should listen to me today because you might take a business trip to Germany and you might need to know what their way of conducting business is. The three main points that I'll be talking to you today are the business style, the business etiquette, and the nonverbal communication in Germany. So let's move on to point number one, which is the business style in Germany. The Germans don't like any surprises or changes within their plan or their business plans. Even if it helps the overall outcome that the Germans have, they really like to stick to their plan. This also shows that they're really analytical and statistically based. So they do their research, they know their stuff, and they like to stick to their original plan. Third point is to prefer business credentials more than relationship building. So you don't really need to build a rapport with them or a relationship with them. They like to see what type of business credentials you have, how long your business was established, and who you have had a business relationship with in the past rather than building an own relationship with them. So we just talked about the business style in Germany. Now we're going to talk about the business etiquette in Germany. So the business etiquette in Germany, you want to give them their personal space. In America, probably I would give them an extra step back while talking to them. Also, when you reach out to shake a woman's hand, they prefer the women to offer a greeting to you rather than you offering the first handshake. Also, you would like to be on time. Germans are very punctual, and if you come late, make sure you call them and tell them why you're going to be late. They might see this as a sign of disrespect if you're late. Also, don't be too early, because they also like organization, and they'll see this as a surprise, which we just saw. They don't like any surprises. The point is shake hands at the start and end of meetings. So as you enter a business meeting, make sure you go to every single one of the people there and give them a firm handshake. And also as the meeting ends, you also want to depart by giving them a handshake as well. So we just talked about the business style and the business etiquette in Germany. Now we're going to talk about the nonverbal communication in Germany. So as you go into Germany, the first thing they're going to see is what you're wearing. And Germans like or prefer that you wear gray, navy, and brown clothing. They usually like to reserve a black or anything black or a black suit for a special occasion. So you might want to avoid that while conducting business in Germany. Second point, rapping knuckles on tables. So just something as simple as this. They see that as kind of like a clap or an applause during a presentation or after a presentation to show their appreciation that they liked the presentation. Also, they would use this as, like, let's say a professor came into the room and the students are just greeting them. Or in a business meeting, there's so many people they can't personally shake all their hands. they would rap their knuckles on the table to show appreciation for the presentation and the person that's speaking. There's one, so they also, some obscene gestures that you want to avoid. Similarly to America is the middle finger, as we all know. It's an obscene gesture, you want to avoid it. It's really disrespectful. Also, pointing the index finger to the temple is the same idea. It's an obscene gesture. It's saying, you know, you're crazy. I disagree of what you're thinking. So you want to avoid that at all costs during a German business meeting. So we just talked about the business style, the business etiquette, and the nonverbal communication in Germany. Now let's wrap this up. So, as we just talked about the business style, the business etiquette, and business nonverbal communication in Germany. So what can we all learn from this? Expectations. So as you go into Germany, what can you expect? What should you know? What is their common practices? And now you know this. Also, you will avoid any miscommunications or misunderstandings while doing business in Germany. And lastly, you will have a successful business meeting in Germany. You will be able to close that deal because you knew their business style and their business etiquette. So I hope all of you learned something valuable today and use it in the future. Thank you very much.